Hello, Jim Hustleman. I have two people on here. Hello, I am Vicki with GNR Design, and tonight I'm going to be making a Halloween wreath with this cute little sign. That's my inspiration, and I thought you might want to come hang out and let me show you how I'm doing this. Hello, Carla. When you come in, if you would, leave me a comment. Let me know where you're watching me from. I can't tell who's on the video if you don't leave me a comment. And I have my fan on in the garage, so if it's too noisy, say something and I can turn it off. It's very warm here. I'm going to give it just a minute and see if we have anybody else come in. I have my hubby in the house doing my commentary, so he's going to try to help me watch comments and stuff. So I see three little eyes, but I don't know who the three little eyes are. Hi, Carla. Where are you from? Okay, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started and we'll see who joins us. I'm starting with a work wreath form. It's a 15-inch. When you get everything on it, it turns out to be about a 24-inch wreath. I have three different colors of mesh that I've cut. The lime green, I'm assuming you guys can see this. This is a black with a purple and orange thread, and it's got a little bit of metallic green running through. I'm going to zoom this camera in just a little so you can see better. And then the purple. And these are all 21-inch mesh. I've cut them in 10-inch strips, and I'm going to do, I believe the technique is called curl and loop. So the first thing you want to do is open up all your little twist ties so that you don't have to fight with those while you're putting everything on. I'm going to try to watch the comments.
Miss Carla is from New Jersey.
Hi, Carla from New Jersey. I'm glad you're joining me. If you can't see, let me know and I'll try to adjust things.
I know the fan's not too loud.
It's not too loud. Sometimes on some of these work wreath forms, they're clipped on with a metal clip, and sometimes the little twist ties will kind of bend out. And so I always go through and make sure those are bent back in, because you don't want it to scratch somebody's door or wall or something like that. So that's your first step, is get the frame ready. Okay, I've got 5 people. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me. When you come in, if you'd leave me a comment, share the video, that'd be great. It helps my reach on Facebook and makes Facebook like me more. You know, we all have to live by Facebook's rules, so. And again, if you're just coming in, my name's Vicki. My business name is GNR Design, and I am working on a Halloween wreath. So, okay, I think we're all fluffed out. A fly or something trying to get my face. So I've got the mesh cut, all 21-inch pieces of mesh. 10 inches is the length or the width that I cut them. And then I've got the ribbons cut. These are the ribbons we're going to use. They're cut in 14-inch lengths. And I'll go back through this if anybody's got questions. And then, let's see if I can turn these around the right way. This is a really sheer black with a polka dots and a purple trim edge. That's one of the second ones, and then this is 1.5 inches. These are all wired ribbons, And I'll show you how we put those on when we get to that step. Hi, Marie. Okay, so I'm going to get started. The first thing you want to do is just pick a color. It doesn't matter which one. And you're going to roll these loosely. You don't want to roll them real tight. You come in about 6 inches on each end so that you have a nice little poof in the middle. And you just pick a twist tie, lay it in, and give it a couple twists. You don't want to get crazy with it because you're going to come back around and add more things to it. Hi, Dina. Jeez, I've got 7 people on here. Welcome, you guys. Working on a Halloween wreath. Hi, Sherry. I can see a name pop up and then it kind of goes away. So this is what we're going to do all the way around. We're going to put these little poofs on. And we're going to rotate the colors. I've got green and then the black, multicolored, and then the purple. And I'm going to go all the way around. I started on the inner ring. It doesn't matter whether you start on the inside or the outside. It's going to get pretty full. And you guys, I'm just going to tell you the truth. I get really nervous on Facebook Live, so be patient with me. If I stumble, so we're making a little poof. Untwist the last one where you put it in. Lay this one right back on top and twist it back closed. Just a couple of twists. You don't have to get crazy. This will make it really full. So, what's the weather like where you guys are? Somebody said they were in New Jersey, is that right? It has rained here all day long. I have been in and out of the rain a dozen times. I'm over it. Making our little poof. Unroll the last, or untwist the last twist tie. I'm trying to catch you guys' comments. And Jim's supposed to be helping me. Hi, Luann. Working on a Halloween wreath. So let me show you again for those of you that's just popping on what my inspiration for this wreath is. This is the sign I'm going to put in the middle. So these colors is what I'm trying to blend everything to. I've already put one wire on, but that was just to make sure that it wouldn't be the staple wouldn't be too thick. So I'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to follow that pattern, green, black, and purple all the way around. So are you guys ready for the weather to cool off? Man, I am. Hello everyone, I have 9 people. Welcome you guys. When you come in, if you'd leave me a comment so I know who's on here with me, that'd be great. And share the video, that'd be great. So I'm just kind of spreading these little poofs back out. This wreath has been, it was really popular for me last year. I sold several of them. So I am trying to get a head start. Seems weird to be making Halloween when it's 90 degrees outside. Hello, Denise. Oh my God, it's terribly humid here. It's rain, and I just told Jim, you would think that, you know, after it rains, it would cool down, but it's not. I'm over it. So I try to roll the seam of the mesh to the bottom, but I mean, you don't have to get real picky with it because it's movable once it's in the twist ties. You can open them back up and kind of move it around. So how many wreath makers do I have on here? I wish Facebook Live would allow you to hear comments rather than just have to read them, because then I'm trying to keep up with them. So there's probably going to be a spot where either the ribbon, I try to alternate the colors, where either the ribbon or the mesh, the same colors, bump up against each other, but we're going to try to avoid that.
You might tell them that if Jim Husselman replies to them, it is for GNR.
Jim Husselman is my husband, y'all. So if you're seeing a bunch of comments from him, he is my business partner and the one that's on here commenting for me and answering questions and
Telling people hello as they come in.
telling people hello and keeping up with comments for me. I keep trying to get him on this side of the camera, but so far I've had no luck. So, I don't know. Pam, oh, you're a wreath maker? Oh, I didn't know that, Pam. Well, welcome.
You got Christy, Shelton, Kirk, and Pam.
Christy's on? Hi,
Luann
Christy.
Douglas, Denise Berminder.
Christy was my travel buddy at Wreath Makers Live.
Hello, Christy. Was she the one I met at the airport?
Yes. And now my twist tie is coming. What the heck?
Luann says, what would we do without their help? Mine helped me make a wedding bouquet today.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Awesome.
He does everything. He's my shipping department. I'm looking at my phone. I should be looking at the camera. Sorry, y'all. He's my shipping department. He's my furniture maker or props maker. Obviously my commentator.
Engineer.
Engineer, yeah. I say, I need this, honey, and he figures it out. So here I've got the inside of the ring done, and now I'm going to move to the outside. So it doesn't really matter where you start. I'm praying I've cut enough mesh here. But you just want to try to, not have two colors like side by side. So I've got a spot right here where I'm going to, that's hard to do. I'm going to just lay this in.
You're 14.
Hey, welcome you guys. Oh, no pressure.
Honey, don't worry about the numbers. Just do the magic.
So I'm doing the same thing on the bottom ring that I did on the inner ring. I'm going to keep rotating my colors here. It's just looking like I'm hoping I cut enough mesh.
Tina just come in.
Hi,
And
Tina.
Trish.
And Trish. Welcome, you guys. I'm working on a
Christy said she's ready
Halloween.
to go back for another convention.
I know, that was so much fun. Next year, I think they've already started planning it. So let me flip this around. You're going to get a little bit of raveling, but I don't worry about it too much. And this method doesn't seem to ravel as bad as some of the others. So see, I've done the inner ring. Now I'm going to go through and do the same kind of poofs on the bottom ring. And then I'll do another row between these two rings. So where are you guys from? I know Christy's from right here in Indiana.
Dina said she's never tried that method before.
Oh yeah? Oh, it's a great method, and I like it because, I mean, you can use all the same color mesh, or you can, you know, mix it up, 2 different colors, 3 different colors. But the nice thing about it is it makes your mesh go way further. Like I used 3 different rolls, and I made already 1 wreath out of those rolls, and I could probably make another one. So, but you're using 3 rolls. Oh yeah. I know, it's hard to remember to look at the camera.
Trish said that she's tried the method a couple of times. It always comes out a hot mess.
I've been pretty successful with it. I mean, you know, you can't mess this stuff up. You just keep adding stuff until you get it like you want it.
Susan Northcutt said, first timer from San Antonio, your page has been blessed.
Aw, thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you, Susan.
Oh, I guess I should show them my sign again, so they kind of know where I'm going with all these crazy colors.
Trish says yours is very pretty.
Thank you.
Pamela Rogers is from West Kentucky and just came on.
Hi, Hey, I'm from Kentucky. I was originally born in Somerset, Kentucky. You know where that's at? So here's what I'm aiming for. This is my focal point for this wreath. That's why I chose all these colors. If you guys are coming in late, so that
Suzanne said,
we're all
my pleasure.
on the same page. So I've got somebody in here from Kentucky. That's cool.
Niece is from New Jersey. Trish is from Charlotte, North Carolina.
We've
been to Charlotte before.
We've been to Charlotte. We lived in Fayetteville, North Carolina for a while, and Columbia, South Carolina.
Fort Bragg and Fort Jackson.
My husband retired from the Army, and we were everywhere in the South. My daughter was stationed at Fort Bragg for a while, so I liked North Carolina a lot.
I want to go back to, where was that one that was on the show? The river and lake area we went to that was in that one movie?
Kerr Beach, I believe.
No, it's called something else in North Carolina.
It's hard with the way the camera's set up for everybody to see. So I'll lift it as I work through this. This is how it's looking so far. So I'm about halfway around on the outer ring, and I'm just continuing the same method.
Laura Boer is from New Haven, Indiana, and Pamela said she is on Kentucky Lake.
Kentucky Lake. I'm not sure where that's at.
Sherry Mackey says, love it.
Thank you, Sherry.
And you get hearts.
Aw, you guys are the best.
You have 35 viewers.
35! Oh my God!
That's a record. Huh. I told you do great, honey.
Okay, I'm gonna pretend like I don't know that. Because most of
That's
my
good.
lives, usually I have like about 5 or 6 people. So, welcome. I am so glad you all are with us, and I'm going to try to not be nervous.
Don't be nervous. You do great, babe. And you have a great audience.
Welcome, you guys.
We're blessed to have them all.
We're just continuing in the same. This part, I think, gets a little bit boring if you're on that side of the camera. Just twist and repeat, I guess.
More hearts. Love the colors, Dina.
Thank you, Dina. Yeah, this was a
Trish
really
says you don't
popular
look
wreath.
nervous. You're doing great.
Aw,
I keep
thank
trying to
you.
tell her that, ladies, and she don't listen to me.
Well, I try not to think about it. They keep saying, you know, it'll get easier. But I'm an introvert. What can I say?
Not.
I am too. Shut up over there.
Okay.
I really am.
Not.
You guys, my husband's a clown.
Susie Carpenter from Eastern Oklahoma just checked in.
Hi. Eastern Oklahoma. We've been to Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
His parents were stationed. Were they in Oklahoma?
Yep, 2 different areas.
Yeah. There's not too many
State
places we
capital and
haven't
someplace
been.
else.
We've been all over the place. Welcome. I think I've got a lot of names on here I don't recognize.
There's some I haven't seen before.
Well, for all of you that haven't watched one of my lives before, let me tell you again, my name is Vicki.
You have Fiona Mitchell-Gilmore from Ayrshire, Scotland.
Scotland! Oh, now that's
Kathy
someplace I've not
Harrington
been.
is on here. She says, can you show a view so we can see who
Yes.
attached them?
Yes, okay.
And she just came on.
Alright. Here's the twist tie that I'm working on right now. I'll have to lay it down to do it, but I'm gonna untwist this and lay this next roll of mesh right on top of the mesh that's already in there. And when I twist them back, I only give it a couple of twists because we're gonna be adding more stuff to this, so you don't have to get, you know, crazy with being real tight. And I just come in on the mesh about 6 inches, and you don't have to be exact.
Joyce Bell from Iowa just checked in.
Hello. About 6 inches on the end, and lay it in the next twist tie. Here's the next twist tie.
Susan Northcutt said, you two sound blessed to have each other. Family support isn't always easy. This is true.
Thank you. You're right.
But that's my best friend and buddy for 35 years.
So did that help the lady that was asking to see the process?
Kathy.
I don't remember the name.
Phyllis Rego from Massachusetts, first time watching.
Okay, so I'm down to the last set of twist ties. So you see I've got, let me see if I can zoom in here just a little. I've got one piece that came off this one in this side, and one piece that where I started on this side, and there's nothing in the middle. So
Carolyn.
this next piece I'm going to lay right in between there.
Carolyn Wages from Georgia and Rebecca Mall are watching. Rebecca
Welcome.
says, love the rolled mesh.
Yes, yes. I really like this method. It's easy. I think your mesh goes quicker. Oh my God, what was that?
That was the board in the corner. Kathy, the one that asked you to show it, said thank you.
You're welcome.
Kim Stokes, absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Kim Stokes Hurrick is her name. I kind of cut it off at Kim Stokes. Sorry, Leanne Brown Clough in Utah is watching.
Hello. That's somewhere I think we've driven through, but not actually stayed.
Yep. A lot of great people checking in.
Well,
Kim Stokes is from Pace, Florida.
I am honored to have you all on my page.
We lived in Florida for a while, in Tampa and Clearwater.
Yeah. Our oldest was born in Florida. Okay, so I've gone all the way around the wreath. Now, what I'm going to do, because if you were close enough, you would be able to see that there's some gaps between the inner ring and the outer ring. So I'm going to go back through between these two rings and lay another roll. I'll twist it into the outer ring and lay it all the way back around.
Edna May Rickenbach from Pennsylvania said hello.
Hello.
Wow, we're getting everybody from all over the place.
Jeez, I got 41
Beautiful.
people, y'all.
Rosetta Cooper from Kentucky.
Oh, another one from Kentucky. Gee whiz.
Taylor Anderson from Canada. Welcome, Canada.
Canada. I've been to Canada. I was like 15.
Must be nice. I want to go up there and go fishing.
I went fishing when I was about 15. It was lovely. I loved it. So, okay, so back to this little technique that I'm doing here. Did that make sense? Let me get this last piece last end in, and I'll show you again up close how I'm doing this. I'm trying to watch the camera over here to see if I'm centered. You guys can't see, just holler and he'll do something about it.
Yeah. Rebecca Mull is watching from Texas. Kathy Harrington from New Hampshire.
Okay, so I'm on here on the bottom, and I've got these two twist ties where I laid the first row in. So I took another piece of mesh, untwisted this one, laid it in on top, right on top of the piece that's already in there, and just untwisted the tie beside it and laid the other end on that side. So we're in essence, when we're done, we will have 3 rolls of mesh and a whole bunch of tails.
Barb Jensen Becker, I've never seen this kind done before, so I'm really excited to watch. You were doing an awesome job explaining. I'm from Sioux City, Iowa, and Trish asked what camera we were using. We're using a Mevo, Trish.
We are using a Mevo, yes. And thank you, whoever that was. Sorry, guys.
Barb.
Barb. Oh, I'm glad you are enjoying it. I will do my best to explain it and not trip all over my words. So in essence, when you get this all done, you're going to have 3 pieces of mesh in the bottom row of twist ties.
You're welcome, Trish.
And it makes a really nice full wreath. It's easy to assemble. It goes pretty quick, and I feel like you get a lot more use out of your rolls of mesh. And like for Halloween, you know, Christmas, where you can mix and match a lot of different colors, and everybody likes the glitter, it works really well. So I'm trying not to lose my place so I don't put the wrong color of mesh in. It doesn't really matter. You just try to stay on a pattern, but by the time you're done, you got so much in there, nobody
Pamela
knows.
Rogers is asking if you can bring the camera in a little closer.
I can try. That help? Let it zoom in here.
There's a delay, so
Yeah. See if that's any better.
you want me to try and move this a little closer in this direction?
I couldn't get it any closer because of that marble that's down there. I couldn't get the camera to sit any closer.
Folks, if it's a little weird for a second, I'm trying to
Moving the
readjust it
camera.
for you.
Hi, Penny.
Is that better or worse, folks? We have Judy Haggard from southwestern Indiana.
Oh my gosh, welcome everyone.
Is that better, Pam?
Yeah, it'll take her a second. Yes, she said thank you.
Yeah, I asked after she said that.
Oh.
I'm just trying to make sure. See, I just now seen on my screen where I adjusted it, so I hope that'll work for them.
Okay. I'm just the mesh lady. You can handle the camera. How's that?
I don't know that I will always do a good job of it, though.
You'll do fine. I don't think I've had Penny on here before. Oh my gosh. Now I'm really nervous.
Is that the Penny I think it is?
Yeah, that's the Penny you've heard a lot about.
The one you grew up
Welcome,
with
Penny,
and was your
yes.
girlfriend?
Penny was my best friend growing up. Was my neighbor, bless her heart.
Linda Stokes says, watching for the first time, it's looking beautiful. Phyllis Rago, better. Okay, Phyllis, let us know if it needs adjusted a little.
Somehow I ended up with 2 extra pieces of purple, but that's okay, we're going with it. You'll never know the difference. Hold on just a second, I'll flip this around. I keep getting out of the camera shot, I believe. Yeah, it does look a little bit different from that side. One of these days I'll do one of these and we'll set the camera like behind my shoulder so you can see from that angle. So I've started over here and I've come all the way around to right here. Okay? And then I've got a few more pieces to put in at the top, and we'll have it all done. We'll have this part all done. If I cut enough mesh. I hope I did.
Thank you, Dina. She said, he's doing great. Thanks. Looking beautiful and full.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know what I'd do without this guy.
Probably better. We're going to add another camera later on too. So that way maybe we can switch between the two for, direct instruction on more intricate stuff.
Yeah, the Mevo is a really good camera to live stream with, because you can adjust it like from the iPad, but it's a little finicky sometimes. If it doesn't like Facebook, you're just out of luck.
Kathy said that would be awesome to see from your view the next time.
Okay.
She's a beginner and it looks awesome.
Okay, I will do one very soon from
Over
the
the
other
shoulder.
side, over my shoulder, yes.
We'll get it at an angle where when you're working as you are now, the camera will see your hands and what you're doing.
Yes.
Luann Douglas said hi, Deb and David Cronkite.
Hello. Gosh, I don't even know everybody that's on here. I think.
Welcome all.
I am so very honored to have so many new people hanging out with me while I make a mess of this mesh. No pun. Let's see. I'm trying to see the comments. Keep reading them to me, honey, because I can't.
Okay, Nancy Taylor says hello from Kansas.
Hello.
Phyllis says she loves the collars. She makes wreaths too. She enjoys making them. It's a good hobby, a little expensive at times.
Yeah, it can be. But it is a lot of fun. I've been making wreaths for about 2 years now. Once it's like habit forming, at least
Her
for
and her
me.
mother were blessed with the eye for color.
Once I got hooked, man, I've just done some crazy things with this stuff. So if you came in late, let me go. I've heard a lot of people say they hadn't seen this method before. So this is called the curl and loop method. And I've got 21 inch, let me see if I can pull these out. 21 inch roll. Am I in the picture? Jeez. 21 inch roll of mesh. I cut them 10 inches wide, and I cut 27 pieces because they're.
How long?
Pardon me?
How long?
10 inches wide. The mesh is 21 inches, and I cut them 10 inches wide. There's 18 twist ties on a work wreath form, and because I put the extra ring of mesh between the outer ring and the inner ring, I cut 27 pieces to have enough. And it looks like I'm going to have just enough. And you just roll it real loosely, come in about 6 inches on both ends, and make your little poof. And you untwist a twist tie, lay it in, and twist it back on both ends. And
She has a great eye for color. If I tried it, it looked like a bag of M&Ms threw up.
Well, this wreath, I'm just trying to coordinate with that sign. You get a little bit of fraying, but honestly on this particular style, I think you get less than on a lot of the other types. And it just makes it, hi Fran!
We've got a,
Makes it really full.
we've got a ribbon on there. I've not seen that one done before.
A ribbon, I don't know what the ribbon means.
The purple ribbon.
Oh. Okay.
If it was pink, it would be for women and breast cancer, and if it was yellow, it would be for military.
I don't know what
So
ribbon is. Okay, I'm going to zoom back out just a little.
Dina said she's been a florist for over 30 years. I am so glad I stumbled across the wreath community. So much talent.
Yeah, I envy you with the florist experience. I think that's such a cool profession. Okay, so here we go. This is finished. I've got all of my mesh in, and if you could see up close, I've got 3 rings, and I'm trying to do this upside down. So I've got the outside ring, and I've got a roll of mesh in the center, and then I've got another one on the outside. So it makes the wreath really full. Still, sometimes you will still get pieces on the outside and the inside that will kind of separate. And what I do to fix that is you've got your inner ring of twist ties and your outer ring, and I just kind of pull them together and give them a twist, and it pulls the mesh back together so you don't see the wire form.
Melissa Freeland said hi, and Trish said so pretty.
Hi. Hello everyone. I'm trying to keep up with comments, and that's why he's helping me. So if you came in late, let me go back to this sign. This is my inspiration for the wreath. I'm trying to match everything to this sign. It's going to go right in the center. So that's why we've got the purple, the green, and the black with the multicolors in there. So now I've got all of the mesh on, and now I'm going to start adding the ribbons. So I went through the ribbons in the beginning, but I'm going to show you again. I've already cut them. These are wired ribbons. I cut them 14 inches. I've got this real pretty 2.5 inch with the green stripe in the middle. Can you see that? With the little polka dots on the outside. And I'm going to match it up with this 1.5 inch purple with the chevron sparkly black and green. So that's these will be matched together and go in one set of twist ties, and then we alternate them back and forth for those of you that aren't wreath makers. This will be my next set of ribbons. It's a very sheer, let me get just one. It's a really sheer ribbon with the little polka dots on it, and this is 2.5 inch, and the little purple shiny sequency edges. And I'm going to match it with this one, 1.5 inch with the green and the orange and the purple. They're all wired. They're already cut, 14 inches. I've chevroned all the ends. So now we're just going to start twisting them in. It doesn't matter if you start on the inside or you start on the outside. So just pick a side. Doesn't matter. The bad thing for me that I have found with this real thin ribbon, the chevron type, is it wants to curl out. So when I get them all in, then I kind of go back and play with the ends. But they're a little more finicky to get where you want them. And I just lay the ribbon on top of itself, the little one on top of the bigger one, find the middle, somewhat the middle, pick a twist tie and twist it in.
Frank wants to know where you got the ribbon, and Catherine, I apologize for misspelling your first name. Welcome.
I believe all of these supplies came from Craft Outlet. Everything except the sign. And I had a sign maker make it, and honestly, I cannot remember the girl's name. I've got it. I'll look it up and post it back in here later.
Trish says she loves the sign.
Yeah, I think that's a cool sign. I sold like 3 or 4 of them last year, so I thought I'd make another one. So when you lay the ribbons in, you just lay them right on top of each other and pull them in a crisscross and just place them as you want to. And you know, after you get the sign and anything else that you're going to put in here, you're going to come back through and play with the ribbons, and because they're going to get all messed up. So I'll go through it kind of quick, put them in, and then we'll fluff them and stuff like that later. So you're just going to alternate the patterns. Hello everyone. I'm not sure who I have on here, but my husband's trying to keep up with the comments for me. So welcome. I am so blessed to have you all joining me. So here's our next little set of ribbons. And if I need to zoom in, let me know. I can try to adjust the camera. And again, you just give the twist ties that's on your wreath a couple of twists because we have more stuff to add. You're going to get a little bit of fraying, but as I go through these and put the mesh in, I try to put the seam at the bottom. It doesn't always work out, but that's okay. You get your ribbons and stuff on, you'll never know the difference. It just helps the fraying a little bit. I get to talking and I forget where I'm at. So if you guys are new to joining me, let me just tell you, Facebook Lives make me extremely nervous. So if I screw up this wreath, just pretend like I didn't. But I'm trying. They are quite intimidating. Hello, Luann.
Luann Fox said, hello, she's new here, what size is your wreath for?
The wreath frame is a 15 inch. By the time you get it all made, it turns out to be about 24 inches. But it's a 15 inch frame.
They all usually work out to about 24 inches when you're done.
Yes. The mesh ones do, yes.
A lot of great people sharing it.
Oh,
Asked them if
geez,
they liked
thank
the
you.
video and the instruction, please share, and all of them have
Thank
pretty
you,
much said
guys.
they shared.
Thank you so much. This
Penny
is
said-
really...
Penny said, no. No, she didn't. She said she shared it.
thanks, Penny. No what?
I had to say that because I know she was your girlfriend.
Look, Penny, so Jim has heard so much about you.
Yep.
One of these days, you're going to have to meet him. Because
I
he's
see
heard.
your all bib overhaul picture.
Yeah. Yes, our bib overall picture. Yeah. God, we were
15.
crazy kids. About, I don't know, 13, 14, I don't know. We were young. But that was the style back then.
That was my beautiful brunette.
In the bibbed overalls.
If you only knew the rest of the story about the first time I seen you at the Eagles. Luann said, I love what you have done so far. Looks really nice.
Thank
And
you.
Penny's got the laughing face up there. Penny, are you related to the Armstrongs in Muncie?
I don't know that she can hear you, honey.
You asked her.
He wants to know if you're related. Well, I mean, I'm sure she is by marriage, somewhat.
Like Doug Armstrong?
Doug Armstrong from Muncie. I don't know. He apparently knows some Armstrongs from Muncie, Penny. Yeah, I'm trying to teach a class here.
Sorry.
Yeah, Fran gets to meet Jim next month. Oh my gosh, she'll never talk to me again. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you might want to drive right by if I'm here. Just kidding.
No, I could not get along without him. This part takes a little bit of time, and it's real easy to lose your spot. But again, I'm just pinching the ribbon in the center, laying it into the twist tie, and if I forget a step or something, I forget to tell you something, just leave me a comment and I'll come back through and try to catch them.
Rod was asking me if I said eagles. I said, yes, I said eagles. Frank's laughing.
You guys, you just don't know. You just don't know.
That's a fact.
We have been married for like forever. What, 35 years? I don't know. I've
Well,
lost
we
count.
watch God make dirt.
Yeah. So, this guy, he's either a riot or I got him working. He's either making me laugh or I got him working. That's just how it works. That's how it works around here, guys. Because I can always think of something I need him to work on.
No kidding. My honey-do list, when it's done,
He told me I had to quit putting stuff on the honey-do list because it was out of control. I don't know why he thinks that.
Suzanne Workcut says, do you have
I
an
saw
alert
that.
so I know when you are going live?
I don't have that set up yet, but I will get it set up. But I believe if you go to my page, if you go into the notifications, you can pick like highlights or maybe even just like the going lives. There are different options that you can customize what you see from my page. But I got to get that set up.
We will also be having a YouTube page coming soon.
We have a YouTube page. I just need to work on it more. We also have a spot that, and I'm messing with this ribbon, and it's upsetting me. I almost said a bad word. Sorry.
Bleep.
A bleeper. I said a bleeper. I almost said a bleeper.
Bleep.
So okay. I've got the interior ring all done. Let me see. This camera, I know
You're fine.
I can see okay. Now we're going to do the same thing, alternating patterns on the bottom.
And you have to remember also, dear, that they do have a delay on what you do.
Yeah.
They're probably watching about 25 seconds.
They're probably
behind.
watching thinking, who is this crazy woman? What is wrong with her?
They've all been very kind.
You gotta laugh. If you don't laugh,
You'll cry.
it's just not worth it. Anyway, we have what I was starting to tell you, I just rented a vendor spot. If you are local here in Indiana, we are going to have a presence at Gillies Decorator and Antique Mall is the name of the facility, the store. And I was over there today painting, and it's not a real big spot because I've never done this before, and I'm going to see how it goes. But it's a really cool store. If you're out and about and you're in central Indiana, they've got so many neat, different, very custom booths. You should check it out. It's neat. So I'm real excited to get in there.
I think we've been through Hopkinsville, Kentucky before, haven't we? Pam was talking about Jim West, who was the national president of the Eagles.
Oh.
'Cause I mentioned
Hopkinsville
Eagles
sounds
earlier.
familiar, but I couldn't tell you for sure. I'm sure my family probably knows where it's at. I was born in Somerset, Kentucky. Penny is from Kentucky, if she's still on here. My parents still live in Kentucky, and I have several
Got a heart.
aunts and uncles from that area. We're down there quite a bit.
Yes, we are. But for a while we were down there as much as we were up here.
Yeah.
Around Lake Cumberland.
Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to hurry you guys so you can see the next step. honestly, when I get all the mesh and the ribbons and everything on these wreaths, I think, I don't know why you need to add anything else. I mean, they're beautiful as far as the colors, just with the ribbons and the mesh. I mean, very easy to see from a distance.
But you always find a way to make them prettier.
But I want to add something else, you know. But I mean, if you were a beginner wreath maker, or you just wanted to make something for your front door, it's not hard.
Oh, okay. Fort Campbell's near
yeah.
So we've been there. We've been around it.
West. That's the west side of Kentucky, right?
Yeah. It was almost to the point where it said Fort. We've been there.
Yeah, pretty much. We moved when he was until, oh my God, I guess until we got stationed back here in Indiana when he was recruiting. We moved, I know, every
9
year and a
times
half.
in 12 years.
Yeah, 9 times in 12 years, every year and a half. My youngest daughter, or oldest daughter, was never in the same elementary school 2 grades in a row. You got a little bit better time than the youngest got.
And that
in
included
school.
a foreign country
Yeah.
where our youngest was born.
Yeah, we were in Germany for a while.
Penny said she loves your wreath. It reminds her of Mardi Gras.
Yes, you are right. You know, I've seen a lot of really pretty Mardi Gras wreaths. I've never made one because, honestly, I didn't know it was a thing. In Indiana, I've never seen Mardi Gras really celebrated a lot. But I guess I'm going to. I'm going to be making Mardi Gras wreaths.
Yeah.
That's the cool thing about these colors. Yeah, you can use them in different holidays.
Yeah, get some beads and put on it too.
Yeah.
Not show me beads, just beads.
Okay. Let's show me these. Oh, never mind.
That's for a later discussion.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Never mind. Go away.
Bleed. You sure you want me reading this stuff?
I have to censor my videos, you guys. I will get that alert set up tomorrow, if at all possible. That's,
Do better, or else somebody might turn one of your
geez, it seems
rolls
like
of
I'm
ribbon
short a
different
ribbon.
color.
How did I get short a ribbon? I don't know. I'm going to have to just mix them up here. I'll never know the difference. It is hot in this garage. You guys, my workshop is in the garage. I have lots of room, but it's a little warm.
I'm going to get her AC, I promise. Helen Holloway said, how long did you cut your ribbon?
14 inches. 14 inches. And they are chevron.
Can you feel that a little better?
No.
Keep going
Yeah, a
away.
little bit. I think I'm almost done, you guys. I'm doing the same pattern on the bottom that I did on the top. I guess I need to lift it up here and show you how far I've come so far. It is really hard to see it from over there.
Stephanie wants to know how big the wreath form is.
It's a 15-inch work wreath form. So this is how far we've come so far. You can see I've got like a spot right up here that I don't have the ribbons added to yet, but we're almost done. And somehow I messed up on the ribbon tails, but you never know the difference.
Stephanie, it says gorgeous.
Thank you.
Your engineer has to step out there.
My engineer is stepping out a minute. My commentator is stepping out a minute, you guys. So I'm on my own. I'll try to keep up. So if you came into the video late, I did the curl and loop method. I think that is the correct term. 21-inch mesh cut in 10-inch lengths, 27 pieces, and you just take them in 6 inches on each end, kind of put them up and lay them in each twist tie, all the way around the top ring, the bottom ring, and a second layer in the middle between the top and the bottom, so that it gets it really full. And I am to my last twist tie. And when I lay the ribbons on, I just twist it a couple of times right now, because there's a couple other things that I'm going to add. And when I add that, I'll twist them down real good. Okay. Here we go. Oh, that way. There you go. Now you can see it. Now, sometimes in the back, like your little tails will kind of want to bend backwards, and I just go back through and lay them all down flat. If your outer ring of twist ties wants to fall in, I just pull them back and try to find one of the bottom twist ties, and if I need to, I can twist them together to make them stand up like they should. And I just try to lay the tails down. The tails I'm talking about is of the mesh. And sometimes the top ring and the bottom ring will separate a little bit, and I just twist them together. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, is add the sign, which I may have to turn my back to you for that. Okay, so I've already put one piece of wire on it. I'm going to put one on each of these corners. I put a little bit of ribbon under the, it's just a wire, and this is, I think it is a 22 gauge. It's not your typical 26 gauge. It's a little bit heavier, and it's pre-cut. But the sign is a little bit thin, so I was afraid the staple might show from the front, so I put a little bit of ribbon under the staple to make sure that my staple didn't go through. I just have my little trusty stapler, and I've got some ribbons already cut, and I'm trying to see in the light where the center of my wire is. Thank you, Suzanne. I'm trying to catch your comments, you guys. I don't know, my helper stepped away apparently. You can't get good help these days. So I'm just going to set that on the ribbon. And a little, this is just, I'm sure you guys, if you are wreath makers, you've probably already figured this out. But if you've got a thin sign, a little bit of ribbon or something to give it a little cushion so it doesn't go through your wood is a good trick. So a couple staples. Now my wires are going to be long, but the wreath's pretty thick, and it'll make it easier to get them through the mesh and find them on the other side so I can twist them down. I'll just take a little piece of ribbon and lay it down, double it, lay it down. Uh-oh. staple it down. There we go. Now I'm going to put just a dab of hot glue on the top of these staples just for a little bit more security. Make sure those staples don't work themselves out. And I'll have to take a second and let that cool. So the next wreath I'm planning, you guys, is a football wreath. And this is my inspiration. It's going to go in the center. And so it'll be a fall, and I'll try to do that on a live. I haven't figured the technique out exactly how I'm going to make it, but it'll give me a little bit of time to think about it. Okay, so this is, while this is cooling, I've got another element, hi Kim, that I'm going to add to this. And I haven't decided. I think I'm going to put it on the outside ring. I've got this Deco Flex tubing. I don't know if you guys have ever used it. It's real stretchy. It's got a little hole in the center. I've already pre-cut these. I've got 5 pieces. I cut them, let's see, 1 yard and 22 inches. So I'm going to just rotate these like every other twist tie or so around the outside of the wreath. I may come back and add some to the middle, but I don't think I'm going to need it. So I'm just going to make little bows. I come up about 8 inches, grab it, make a little tail. And you don't want to stretch this while you're working with it, because then the measurement you get is not accurate. About 10 inches, a little twist, about another 10 inches, and I'm just gonna, and then at that point you can just use your first loop kind of as a guide. I'm just making a little bow tie. So here's what I've got, and that one's a little long. And then I'm going to find a twist, and I'm just going to lay it in. So I'm going to start over here. I'll show you after I get it twisted in. It's just a little more color. And at this point, you can give it 3 or 4 little twists. Hold on, it got away from me. Football, yeah. Football's pretty popular too for fall. The football wreaths, yep. Okay, so this is what it looks like after I get the, let me see if I can get it in the camera shot. The Deco Flex tubing in. And so I'm just going to go randomly and put a few pieces of that in just for some more. I really like that lime green color. So again, about an 8-inch tail, 10-inch loop, another 10-inch loop, and then just match your loops up. Am I in the camera? Gosh, I hope so. So you got a little bow tie. And then just space them apart and add them to the twist ties. Hello, wreaths and more. Thank you. Now this is a very festive, I think, Halloween wreath. Yeah, I love the color. I like the purple and the green together. I would have never thought that I would, but when you get them together, they look really cool. So I've cut 5 pieces of this, and you can add more or different colors, whatever you want. I've got some purple that would be really cute in it, but I'm gonna just go with the green for now. That's a little long. I just like the sign that be with you in a minute. That's so cute. Okay. Couple more. Let's see, where did I start? I'm just doing the same thing. Oops, hold on. So I've got this big work mat. This is my work mat. It's got a grid on it. That's how I'm using it to measure. That's how I can tell the measurements of my ribbons and my mesh and my tubing and all that stuff. So if you guys don't have one of these big mats, let me tell you, they are so handy. I think it's called like a self-healing or something like that. Love it. And I've had it for 2 years and it is not worn. I mean, I've got spots where I've dropped hot glue, but it still works great. Okay, we're almost done with this. Hello, Connie. And thank you, Fran. Gosh, I've had a lot of people that's new that I'm not recognizing names. Thank you all for joining me. It means a lot, and it really helps my reach on Facebook. Okay, here's what we've got. Hopefully you can see the pieces of jute. Just gives it another element of color. Now, assuming my glue has dried on my sign, I am going to add my sign. Yeah, that's good. So here's the tricky part with this, you guys. I'm going to probably have to turn my back to you. I should have done this before my live. So that I can, because I'm short and I can't get high enough to see where I'm putting the sign to get it straight. So I have to put it on the easel for just a minute. So hang on, I'll adjust the camera if you can't see. I haven't added a wreath hanger, but I'll do that later. On this kind of wreath, I don't like to add the hanger until last because then I can put it, above the sign once I get the sign situated like I want it. So let's see if you guys can see. I'm going to zoom this in over here so that you can see. And I'll have my back to you for a minute, but there's no other way for me to do it. So talk amongst yourselves. I'm trying to center this. This is the hardest part for me. I want to come between the rings so that I can have something to anchor these wires to real well. And just give it a little bit of a twist, and then I can adjust it more. This is the trickiest part. So I'm taking the wires and running them through the mesh so that I make sure I grab one of the wire forms, rails on the back of the wreath. And then I can, lay it back down and get it like I want it as far as fluffed out. You probably wouldn't have to add the top wire, but I just felt like it would give it a little more security. And one of the wires.
I would make you a step stool. I would make you a step platform that runs the whole length.
I'll fall off and break my neck.
No, you won't. You won't break your neck.
Okay. Let me see if I've got it straight.
Read some more, said hello.
Hello, I saw that one.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm stepping back so I can see if it's pretty well centered.
Connie Weisenhunt, hi, first time watcher, loving the wreath.
Thank you. So now that I've got the sign wired on, I can flip it upside down so that I can see and
Chris-
get my
Chris
wires.
says the sign really pops against the mesh, so pretty.
Thank you.
Did you already see that one?
No. So I'll come back through later and, cut these wires down, trim them down, tuck them in, all that stuff. For now, I'm just trying to get it secure so that I can show you what it looks like pretty much finished. Now I will have to go back through and fluff up my wreath with my ribbons because now I'm in a mess of them. It is full. That's the nice thing about these wired ribbons though. They're so easy to work with, and things always look different when you step away from the wreath for a minute. So I'm sure I will come back through and fluff and play with it and fix it all up, but I'm just trying to get it placed enough that you get the idea, because for the most part, it's pretty much done. Yeah, that's one of the bad things about being short. You can't see the top of your wreath. So here we go.
I made a comment.
Okay, can they see? Am I crooked here? There we go.
Yeah, a little more tilted to
Look,
your
wrong
left.
way. There we
Tilted
go.
to your left. Tilt. Tilt.
Tilt.
Counterclockwise. Or clockwise on yours. Yeah, there you go.
That is the finished wreath. I will come back through, fluff it up a little bit, post some final pictures later.
Rhonda May says, first time watching from Missouri.
Welcome you all. That's my finished Halloween wreath for tonight. And I'm going to hang it back over here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Oh, nice and crooked.
Be with you in a minute.
And that completes the show for this evening.
Gina says love.
Thank you all. I'm done. You all have a good night. I'm going to go eat some pizza and have a glass of wine. Good night. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it so much. If I missed a comment, I'll try to come back through and answer any questions that you have. But that's it for the night. Thank you.
They're all saying great job, love it, awesome read. And I told them good night and thank you.
Bye.